It is vital, first and foremost, to have a perfect body. These lessons with the scientific breathings will work wonders in this direction. If we think of it in this way, it may help us. If we are made in His image, it is self-evident that we have the power resident within us to be and remain in His image. The body, then, should be a reflection of the image. As Christian D. Larson says, the true being of man is perfect, and the mind is the mirror reflecting the perfection of true being. When the personality does not manifest the qualities of true being, we try to change the personality, but remove the defects from the mirror, and the reflection will be the exact likeness of the reality standing before the mirror. When the mind properly reflects the real man, the personal man will express the perfection of true being. The personal in man will manifest the real in man, and the real in man is created in the image of God. In mental physics, however, we prefer to get away from all generalities. What is man? What is his mind? What is the power that enables him to think? What is the very force that enables him to breathe and live? We shall be concerned in mental physics to discover and understand all these problems in a manner which will be beyond disputation, and which will stand the rigid test of scientific investigation. For the true conception of the universe, we appeal unto Him who is the giver of peace and happiness unto the wise and those longing for salvation, the soul of the animate and inanimate creation. The exquisite design and arrangement in nature lead to an idea of the attributes of the giver of all knowledge, the all-pervading cause of the universe. Stand in reverence before your breath. Unless one is prepared to think of the importance of his breath, he will doubtless feel inclined to pass by what has been written, if indeed he hasn't already turned away. Yet we have but to think a moment to realize how life itself depends on the breath. Everything in nature is similarly begirt by the necessary of breathing to live. We human beings may live a long time or a comparatively long time without food. We can live for a shorter time without drink. But the time that we can go without breath is very short indeed. Those people who have never studied their own breath would be astounded at what is being carried on for them every moment that they live. In the Western world, it is true that physical culture instructors place a good deal of importance on the breath, but our conception of breath is, generally speaking, as some action of the lungs which enables us to continue to live. The Westerner rarely looks deeper than that. But when we come to know, because we can feel, the changed condition that a scientific application of our breath brings about in our physical, mental, and spiritual being, we have to stand in reverent wonder at the marvelous wisdom that has created and directs the universe. The effect of correct breathing cannot be explained. It has to be experienced. Everyone, however, will readily see that without breath there would be no life. And without life there would be no thought, such as most of us understand thought. Breath is the basis of thought, and probably the greatest occultist that ever lived left with mankind this transcending sentence to guide him. As a man thinketh, so is he. The substance of thought. What is it? If you have little force of thought, little power to think, the beautiful truth contained herein will probably pass you by. But if you are intuitive enough to sense the very presence of God, then your thought will lead you on and on. While we know that we think, few of us know what thought is, and it is difficult for any teacher to precisely teach a student what it is, though we must all be aware that we have at our command and do use a substance when we think, for we cannot think with nothing. Everything has an embodiment, some of which we can sense, while others we cannot. Mind substance is one of those subtle substances that cannot be put under a microscope and investigated. You cannot go into a laboratory and place your thought substance under a microscope and then come to me and say, look, this is my thought. But you can sit down and talk to me and show me the product of that unseen substance that you're using when you think, the same with many other substances, and breath is the basis of it all. Thought is universal. The occultists teach, however, that mind substance is universal and omnipresent. You already have your idea of prana, Well, mind substance may be likened to prana in the sense that it is found in every place in the universe. Its sum total is fixed and cannot be added to or taken from, and therefore it is unchangeable. Mind substance can be regarded, as a matter of fact, as a higher phase of energy or matter, just as matter may be considered as a grosser form of mind substance or energy. The yogis claim to have proved that mind substance was the first manifestation, and from it emanated energy, and from energy emanated matter, so that all form parts of one real substance, the all that there is. One may say that there are three manifestations of or emanations of the Absolute. If it were possible for me as a teacher to exhibit a certain quantity of mind substance and show it in my classes, there would be no need to try to explain, nor would there be any need for the student to try to properly make the personal effort to gain his own conception of its power. But that cannot be done. We have then to regard mind substance as the thing by which is set into operation the energy that causes matter to be in motion. Mind substance can only be known to us by its results, thoughts, thought force, etc. The differences are, and we should get this deeply in the mind: 1. Matter is the thing that the soul uses to clothe itself in. 2. Energy is the thing that the soul uses to act. 3. Mind substance is the thing that the soul uses to think with. It is necessary to get this conception if we would approach the truth that thought is the only thing that we have and that we use, everything being dependent upon this and emanating from it. In contemplating this truth regarding breath and mind substance, you will see that the mind of each one of us represents so much mind substance, apparently separated from other substance. You will see that the mind of each one of us represents so much mind substance, apparently separated from other mind substance. Yet in reality, though we cannot yet realize it, each mind is in touch with other separated minds and with the universal mind of which it forms a part. You can see then that after all, the universe is simply one great, wonderful, vibrating, thinking thing. Thinking may vary, as it does in all embodiments from the atom to the sun, but there is a universality of mind substance of which we may use and control just as much as we desire when we know the way. What is the amount of that thought substance, that thought power that you control? The answer is, as a man breathes, so he thinks, and as a man thinketh, so is he. I can only hope that you, if you are ready, may revel in the delights of new knowledge that may await you in mental physics, and that your life will become a much more beautiful and abundant thing for you through the practices laid down in this beautiful philosophy. Joyously in your service, Edwin J. Dingle.